it isn't our old friend PGA 2K. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. What, like probably a little over a month? Somewhere in that ballpark. We've been very much so off of the PGA grind. We've been grinding God of War, but God of War's done. And also just like, I don't know, was getting a little burnt, a little bored. We'll see how we feel. Just gonna keep it casual. Keep it, you know, just play some golf, see how we're feeling, play some societies, maybe play some ranked tours, and just take it from there. What's going on, guy? One of those streamers you keep hearing about? Keep hearing about me? I love that. I love that. What's going on, guy? Jeffy, welcome back. Darby, what up? Deuce, welcome back. When's the last time I played Darby? Let's check. Let's check. Check the old channel stats here. Recent broadcasts. Last time I see golf, November 3rd. So a month and a week. Month and a week we have been away solely on the God of War grind. But we beat it. I beat God of War first playthrough on the hardest difficulty. I don't know why I'm even looking at any of this stuff. They don't matter too much. Okay. Yeah, let's just play like, I don't know, maybe what we'll do is we'll play like CC to warm up and see how our swing is. Maybe at some point here we'll get the gang together, play some ranked tours if somebody wants to do that. Just kind of, I don't know, pop through some different societies and see how the swing is, because we have not played. Back on the horizontal, Jeffy. Welcome to the horizontal. You know, it's crazy to me how much people watch in the vertical landscape, or the not vertical landscape. That's that doesn't make any sense. How many people watch in vertical mode? But it does make sense. I started watching Twitch in 2015. Started streaming in 2016. So the vertical format is a pretty new thing. All right, we're going for it. First swing in over a month. Let's see how it is. Oh yeah, we back. Still got it. Still got it. Love that. All right, and then for our second shot, back, we'll just hole it. That would have been too good. That would have been too good if we did. You go on Steam Link when you play golf? Okay. Ooh, I think you just have to hit a bomb here. Don't think it really matters. If you don't miss the points by that much, I think you can just get it down a very, very long way. At some point, we'll get that power approach, and that's going to be pretty handy. I'm assuming that this hybrid will like hop its way up there. That's why I'm playing it back. Ah. You need to land it even further back on the fairway. Back to your favorite streamer? You're saying your favorite streamer's not me? Oh no, I'm shocked. Sorry, that's my negative self-view. Coming out of hiding. Kind of bounce and roll was that? Not a Wendigo? Well, that's what happens when you have very firm fairways and you take anything that's like more than an 8-iron. Those things just start, they hop and skip and they roll, and then you get onto the greens, which are 185, so like the greens are fast. Not a good time. Oh, I am him. Good job, me. Get in there. God of War 2 was really a departure from the first game. I have only played the the God of War that we just played. Are you saying that this is God of War 2? Is that the joke that went right over my head? As I was like, first off, we played like the 4th game in the series, or the 4th like mainline game. I'm actually, don't mind me. Okay, 9-iron bump and run. How far off the mark are we gonna be with this? I should have just taken the pitching wedge. 40 yards. Yikes. Yikes. Center Cup, though. Rocking the black today. Black is a very common stream color for me. Very common stream color. Mostly because I have a green screen. If I didn't have a green screen set up and I had like a fancy streamer background and stuff, then I wouldn't have the need. But black just goes well. Black just goes very, very, very well. You know, Map, I will say, I've been digging the hire, and I know it's at your expense. I'm gonna say thank you. Yeah, obviously we'll see how it turns out, but as far as character and stuff, I think I'm sold. I see why you were upset to lose him. What is your favorite color? Blue. No. For me, it's blue. Blue and green, I think, are my 2 favorite colors. I think I'd go with blue first, then green. Oh, double cross, sir. Yikes. No bueno. No bueno. I feel like I'm actually not aiming it enough. Oh, that's just low. I know you already have your next guy. It was like before the signing was official, which like made sense. You know, like he's leaving, but technically, like Penn State's board had not already. Penn State's board had not like, approved the financials and everything. So I thought it was interesting. But yeah, I saw it's the Washington State head coach, right? I'm gonna need a certain someone's opinion on the matter. We have not addressed it. You know who you are. I know you're lurking about. I saw a meme shortly thereafter where it was like the Washington State fan like posting a meme about not being whatever, not in the coaching carousel, and then all of a sudden Matt Campbell and then their coach, and he was like, all right. Penn State manhandled themselves. I don't think the coaching search went well in terms of like the actual process and everything. But I think end result was very good, because that is not a name that I even heard, and I think a lot of that has to do with the contract that was signed within the past year or so. It's not a name that you exactly think is on the table, but came to be anyway. Oh no, that's like double whammy. That's not enough left, and it's off of that fix. Their first season after being at San Diego State, your AD knew him from when he was there. Yeah, I knew that it was like a one season at... I knew he was only at Washington State for a season. I did know that. It's not left enough. Pretty decent though. Indiana, yeah. How about that? I mean, to be fair, Penn State almost beat them as well, and Penn State has had a weird year. But yeah, like the coming in and saying like, I win, Google me, and then following it up. I mean, obviously we'll see how his tenure goes, but so far looking pretty good for him. That's for sure. South Dakota State won an FCS championship. Yeah, South Dakota State and North Dakota State are quite good. One of them got like mega upset. One of them was 12-0 and one was 8-4 this season. I saw in the FCS like second round. There was a big upset. I know that those Dakota State schools are notoriously like powerhouse schools. In terms of FCS. I also learned in this process that Matt Campbell knows Nick Sirianni. So, and I watched the press conference, and apparently Nick Sirianni was texting Matt Campbell if he was gonna take the Penn State job, like was he gonna come to Pennsylvania? And then, he said, he asked Sirianni, like, oh, do you know anything about it? No, I don't. I don't know anything about Penn State, but which I just thought was funny. I thought the Wind was gonna do more there. North Dakota State lost to Illinois State. Yeah, that was it. This rate, you don't think he'll be there long enough for you to know? So not a Wendigo. I always feel like I'm saying Wendigo. I know it's Wendigo. Anywho, are you an Indiana guy? Is that your school then? Wendigo. Not a Wendigo. See, I was putting more D. When to go? I don't know. When do you go? Just thinking, if the bump and run on the 9-iron went 40, then the full chip should go pretty well, I would think. Native American folklore creature, they're cool. All right, I'll have to keep that in mind to look up later. Oregon and Texas. Okay. Two very different schools, but I'm assuming that comes from the history of those two programs, because Oregon and Texas have both been great prior. Yeah, that's true. Like, you'd have to... yeah, we'll have to see. Like, I know Indiana signed him for a long contract, but if he keeps winning like this, yeah, definitely gonna have even bigger programs knocking on the doorstep. For sure. Play Hunter Call of the Wild? I haven't played Hunter Call of the Wild in a few years. I don't have any plans on playing it again, though. That was a game that I played with some friends off stream. Never played them. Never played them on. Oh. But yes, Jeffy, I am an Eagles fan. Last night was rough. We had a short stream because I beat the Valkyrie Queen in God of War. Finished our Gimme God of War first playthrough, and yeah, after that it was I was like, oh, I have time. I'll watch the Eagles game. Why as sports fans we put ourselves through the pain that we do, I will hardly understand. I don't really know what I should be doing with this shot. I'm like, let me throw it up into the hill. It's gonna die on the hill instead of get to the green. So I don't know, man. You prefer NFL over college? I did not like get into college as much until like I was my parent or my dad more. My mom's not like the biggest sports person. But my dad was a Penn State fan growing up, but like first and foremost, we are professional sports fans. You know, Eagles is probably Eagles, Phillies, and then Flyers, Sixers as far as like the big four. I would say your Penn State fans that I would watch, but once I went there, it definitely became more. You know, and that's when I really got into college football, was once I got to college. I enjoy it. Very different. There's obviously a lot more to college, but I try and watch all the games for both. But I'm certainly not one that is just like a watch all games of, you know, both sports. I'll watch some of the big games, you know, some of the bigger matchups, but also one of those things that you just have to, you always have to pick your what you want to spend your time on, because when you got wife and kids and all that, like you're pulled in many different directions. You can't just sit down and watch all the games. So why is FanDuel a thing? You don't gamble? Because a lot of people do gamble. I don't either. It's super predatory, and a lot of people that do it shouldn't, but you know, unfortunately that's just the way things are. Now, some things never change. My right to left is still just as bad. Still just as bad. Vince Young was awesome. Oregon was awesome. Yeah. And you love Ducks. There you go. Are you also an Anaheim Ducks hockey fan? Well, I don't know. You said you like Ducks, so I was just making a logical just making the logical jump. You're a Red Wings fan from Michigan? All right. So you're well, hold on, but you're not a Michigan. I'm not upset about it. As a Penn State guy, I'm not upset about this. You're not a Michigan fan as far as college ball is concerned. We're not I have closed a few of these. Like to see all Michigan teams do well, but you like Oregon and Texas. Gotcha. Well, I think some Michigan and Michigan State fans would not really appreciate that sentiment, but unfortunately that doesn't really matter for you. Yeah, they do. Gotcha. So you're a Detroit guy. Well, you know, if the Eagles get knocked, you know, then the Super Bowl-less teams are the ones that I'm rooting for. Okay, I've been missing them closed, so I tried to be a little more open, and I was technically successful. Decided I need some winning in my life. You realize I don't win in this game, right, Pseudo? If I wanted wins, I would be playing career mode. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would like wins, but you know, I'm realistic. I'm also screwed. Just like big time screwed in this spot that I'm in. So what I'm hoping is that it rolls left to actually give it more green to stay on the green. It's gone. There was never a chance. There was never a chance. If I was all about wins, I'd play Black Sails. Sails? What is Black Sails? I know Assassin's Creed Black Flag. But my brain is not processing Black Sails. Your brain's not processing words either. Okay, so you were talking about the Black Flag. Got it. Understood. What up, JB? Welcome back for 5 months, sir. Hope you continue to enjoy your faces. Good to see you, as always. Hope all is swell. Alright, a little up and down par save. I win more than the Eagles right now? I mean, you could argue that I won God of War, I suppose. If you beat a video game that's not competitive, can you still say that you won? Is that a thing we can claim? Allowed to give stream suggestions? Yeah. I mean, I make no promises. But you're free to tell me how my stream could be better. Sure, why not? It's the internet. We can make up our own rules. If I don't complete it without dying, oh man, so we gotta replay it? I don't think I'm gonna go for the deathless run. I've done deathless runs of games before. We're not gonna go back and do that. Oh baby. Oh baby. The no damage speedrun 100%. Now you're thinking, Vandy. There's the content. There's the content. Storage Hunter Simulator right now? Hold on. Are you telling me that there's a game that's like Storage Wars? Where you just have... You're like going into bidding wars and stuff for storage, and then you go and you sell it and you have all sorts of pawn shop friends. How do you make better pawn shop friends to get better rates and stuff? I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued at this concept. Oh, come on, man. I cannot... My backswing's now getting affected because I can't figure out my follow through. Yeah, it's still is a lot of rollout. Hunter Call of the Wild, they just added a new map. No, I'm not. I've never streamed Hunter Call of the Wild. It was a fun thing to just play and mess around with some friends. I have not played it in such a long time, and I honestly have no desire to fire it back up. I haven't played it since November of 2022. It's been over 3 years. It's 108 gigs. Are you kidding me? It's a mix of Storage Wars and Pawn Stars, also mixed with GTA vibes. Hold on. I'm gonna need some elaboration on the GTA vibes. What exactly... Best I could do as a DLC is 6 months. Well, you're gonna get all sorts of offers before GTA 6 comes out, if that's what you mean. Okay, that was definitely a better left to right read. That's how to make better Pawn Store friends. That's where you get the GTA vibes from. Got it. To raid some arcs. That's not my style of game, JB. And honestly, I've heard that as the game has been out longer, I've heard it's gotten a lot worse. I guess just in terms of like how people behave. Oh, I should have just taken the 100%er. I guess it's gotten a lot more toxic. I know there's been like some like, not streamer beef, but there's been almost like, I don't want to say clans, but I guess something of that effect. Oh, come on. Gang Wars, that's, yeah. Yeah, a buddy of mine that I've known for a while on Twitch, he, I guess he's pretty much been not having a good time with the game in the past couple of weeks. Solos aren't too bad. Yeah, I don't know. I never got into Tarkov. Like I'm not a big shooter guy, so like when new shooters and stuff come out, like it does not speak to me at all. But yeah, yeah, I don't know. Just no interest. No interest. PS5 or Xbox? These days, PS5. Not that I dislike Xbox, but I think that you could just replace an Xbox with a PC. So, like, if you're talking about maximizing, like, your gaming surface area, I think the way to go is PC and PS5, and if you are really into the Nintendo stuff, a Switch. So far, though, like, I have a Switch, and I really enjoy, you know, games from it and stuff, but it certainly, you know, it just doesn't basically what's on the Switch 2 like has not spoken to me. What I'm trying to say. You know, I would play probably DK Bonanza is the one that I would play. You know, I would obviously like try Mario Kart because Mario Kart, but my understanding is Mario Kart is quite different this go around, and they're really pushing so much on like the open world stuff. I watched Metroid Prime 4. Holy cow. That's bad. That's bad. Not that I have, like, I've played a little bit of Metroid Prime 3 back years ago. I haven't played the other ones, so I don't know about the franchise as a whole. I've never played the 2D Metroids, which I know are quite different from Prime. But, oh my word. It felt like I just had no, like, oh wow, that, like, it never was like, wow, this looks really fun. It was just like, okay. And then late there was like this whole thing where you have to just drive around this super barren desert just to collect these crystals and stuff. It was like, it was terrible. I think the Switch is good. I'm just saying, like, to justify the Switch, like the upgrade from the Switch to the Switch 2, I have not found that for myself. I have not found any reason to for science. Crazy how much less it goes because of the green speed. Crazy how much less it goes because of the green speed. It probably also some firmness. I don't know. I didn't look at the conditions before we hopped into the round. We just kind of went full send on it. Oh, I pushed it. Dang. So yeah, I was thinking, like, you know, when the Switch 2 came, like, I thought about pulling the trigger on it, and then, like, the more that it's been out, I'm just like, honestly, I don't need it. I don't need it. Has not spoken to me. I've actually been fairly tempted to buy a Steam Deck. Steam Deck has been speaking to me a bit. But I think if I got the Steam Deck, I would just wait for it to go on sale. Like, I'm not like in a crazy rush for it, but I feel like it'd be nice for like the few minutes here and there. And I'm especially thinking about when the next kiddo's here, like, I think it would be a nice kind of paternity leave sort of deal. Am I gonna come up short? I love that for me. Love that for me. Now we're gonna roll and roll and roll. Yo, what up, bot? Talking about missing me today? I appreciate, you know, that I'm not gone. I wasn't playing golf. You know, I know, crazy concept. But no, that means a lot. You know, in a weird-ish way, feels good to be missed. You know, can definitely disappear and be forgotten about, and that's not the greatest. Yeah, what up, Quicklin? Welcome back. I missed your comment at the end of the stream yesterday about the moose. How close we talking? How close we talking? Want to feel like I'm playing plat, but not? Kinetic is super tough this week. You know, I haven't played this game in 5 weeks, and you think I want it to feel like plat? If I wanted it to feel like plat, I could just show up and play plat. Stream while you're sleeping, haven't seen me on any leaderboards. That's fair. That's fair. Because I am not on any leaderboards. This is the first time I'm playing the game in, yeah, nearly 5 weeks. We've been streaming. We've been playing a lot of God of War lately. Lot of God of War. Ah, that was a big inside swing path. My goodness. About 40 or 50 feet away, you were in your car though. Little nature drive. What's going on, Eric? Where have I been? Checking every now and again. We've been streaming. We've just not been playing golf. Golf has, I don't know. I just got into a like funky mental rut where just kind of feeling pretty burnt, I guess. Uninspired. A little bored, I guess. All those sorts of different emotions. So that paired with the fact that when the TGC season went on a break, I started dabbling in playing other games again, which I haven't really done in a long time on stream. And I was reminded I enjoy playing other games. So we ended up playing a lot of God of War. Did my first playthrough on 166. What happened there? I must have bumped something. That was crazy off. That was crazy off. Weird. Probably pretty good if I actually hit it. So we went pretty hard on God of War. You get your couple rounds a day and move on to something else. Right, and like that's kind of where I was at, except, you know, doing it on stream has been a hard balance. I feel like it makes more sense to have like stream days separated. I've done that before with the like play a few rounds and then switch and play a different game. I don't know. It felt more cohesive and better for YouTube to have it be like a single topic stream, right, for the game. But we had been doing that for a while. But yeah, I was just, I don't know. Wasn't really, we were playing, but I was just like frustrated and not whatever. And maybe some of that comes from the fact that like we've probably plateaued. You know, we've had we're up towards the top of our skill and, you know, enjoying other things. I think it was just like the perfect storm. I know. It's almost 2026. Time absolutely just racing by. I mean, soon enough we're gonna be back on a paternity leave and another kid. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Daughter turned 2 on Friday. Feels birthday man. Very exciting. That's probably missed due to the push. New year, new vibe? I don't know. Are you guys big New Year's resolution people? For me, it's just it's another day. I've never been one to really care for like, oh my gosh, the new year, gotta ring in the new year. I'll watch it, but like, I don't know. I feel like personal change is something that is difficult any time of year, but is, I don't know. It's a very personal year-round journey. It's not just a one-time thing, right? Like, or like just for a small part of the year. You gotta want it, and there's no point in waiting for a particular time of year to change something if it needs to be changed. But I don't think things always need to be changed. Don't think you'll ever outgrow gaming? You just do 2 to 3 games a year and try to be good at them and enjoy? Yeah, I mean, there are a crazy amount of great games, but I think it depends on what your preferences are too. Like, there are certain games that are maybe more competitive, right? Like if you're into sports games or fighter games or things like that, things that have a ton of replay value, you know, or you can be into RPGs and different story games and stuff, and in that case you're gonna have a lot more throughout the course of the year that you're into. But if you're into a ton of different games, nothing wrong with that. There's always, I know that they're raising the prices and stuff, but there are things like Game Pass and stuff that help to mitigate that cost when you're talking about new games. But there's also a ton of like really good free-to-play games. You want to talk about just being efficient with your time and money. I mean, obviously they're going to try and lure you into spending a bunch of money on their game. Well, it didn't break. Yeah, if it's free, it's got microtransactions, but you don't have to. Yo, what up, Michael? How we doing, Alex? Played through Return to Castle Wolfenstein. I have never played the Wolfenstein games. I feel like I've gotten them for... No, I don't think I actually have ever claimed them. I remember them being free. I remember some of those games going free on like a Prime, you know, how they do the like Twitch Prime games and stuff. Like I remember some of those going free, but I've never picked one up or played one. I feel like I remember hearing pretty decent things about them, though. Alright, take it easy, Jeffy. Have a good one. RTCW is the best FPS game ever. RTCW? I'm not... Oh, that Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Nice job piecing that one together, Colby. Really shining. Ooh, almost hung that one out too. Patrick to win the US Open 2026? I wouldn't mind seeing that. Like me some Patrick Harrington. Get in there, Spencer. Welcome back for 9 months, sir. Hope all is well. Hope you continue to enjoy your faces. Favorite game of all time? Ooh, man. I'm a huge Dark Souls guy. So I'd have to say either Souls 1 or 3. I'm also gonna throw in there Halo 2. Cause that was a big childhood memory, so there's definitely some nostalgia there, but I will say I have replayed Halo 2, still love it. But there were some great just playing, you know, staying over at your buddy's house playing Halo 2 until like 3 in the morning. Oh, that's too far. I've never played SOCOM, no. I remember seeing it in stores because it came with like a headset and stuff too, right? I remember seeing that years ago, but no, I've never SOCOM'd. Destiny might be your favorite game of all time. I played a little bit of Destiny 1. I want to say back 2016. I actually think I played it on stream a couple of times. Guy I was staying with over the summer had it, and I borrowed it and played a little bit. It was fun. I remember just thinking though, it's not Halo. That's all I ever really thought. What's going on, Veritas? Welcome back. Favorite movie of all time? I'm probably always going to go Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Probably going to go Monty Python and the Holy Grail for just favorite all time. That's like my humor pick. I'll also throw Dark Knight in there. A huge Dark Knight. Huge Dark Knight fan as well. Love that Batman trilogy. Played through the Master Chief Collection. Halo 2 is your favorite. Halo 2 is so good. So much fun. I also had a lot of fun with Reach. I missed the Halo 3 train because it was one of those weird things of like when I was exposed to Halo, Halo 2 was the first one that I was exposed to. And then I didn't have an Xbox 360 until late. I got my Xbox 360 when like Halo Reach was coming out. I had missed the Halo 3 like wagon. So I know there's like a cult following of Halo 3. I enjoy it. But I can't say that I am like a mega Halo 3 guy like some people are. 9.5 thousand hours to do. Okay, I have never put that much time into any game. I don't even know if I put 9,500 hours into gaming in my life. I probably have. I don't have hours on like the old PS2 gaming days and stuff. No, I definitely have over 9,000 hours gaming in my life, but in a single game or single franchise even, you know, my Souls gameplay hours have been surpassed by PGA 2K, but even with PGA 2K, I only have like 3,000 hours total. Alright, big overpower. Give me the 108. 101! Scam. Pack everything away for GTA 6. I don't know. I played GTA 5 when it came out in college and I enjoyed it. But I feel like it is so much not my like streaming content. Oh wow, the wind actually took that. I was playing that like the wind wasn't gonna do like anything. Pushed. I was treating that like the wind wasn't gonna do anything. I feel like GTA is so much like against how just the vibes of the stream are these days, and I don't have the time to play it off stream. I don't know if I'll ever play 6. I mean, I haven't played 5 in over a decade. Is stock G7 DualSense Edge API approved round yeet? Yeah. It's a stock PS5 controller, buddy. Woo! We're going hard in the paint over here to get as much advantage as we can, you know? Gotta get that upper hand. I haven't bought a new controller in over a decade. I mean, I got this controller because it came with the console, but I haven't outright bought a new controller in over a decade. Consider playing Wolfenstein? I am done with God of War, Alex. We finished God of War yesterday. I'm gonna probably say no to Wolfenstein. I just have so many other games at the moment that I'd like to get to. I shouldn't have. A little bit further. Wayne's World, party time, excellent. My wife hates those sorts of movies. Oh no, underswung. Dang. That's in otherwise. But yeah, Wayne's World, Hot Rod, like those sorts of movies, my wife hates. I enjoy them. I am a fan. My wife, not so much. I don't think you can get that. And by you, I mean, I don't think I can get that. Now, should I have gone for something out that right-hand side? Maybe? Maybe we should get new wives. Or maybe it's the right balance in our lives. But I mean, that is always an option. I'll keep that in mind. I don't know that that's the best plan. I'm pretty well convinced if I was not married at this point in my life, or I would become unmarried, I would be probably a single man for a very long time. I don't go anywhere. I don't meet people. I don't do things. I enjoy golf and video games. I work from home. I go to the golf course or the driving range. My social time is, you know, with somebody I'm golfing with or here. Although we did have game night, but that was with a couple. You know, single game night with a couple doesn't work as well. So yeah, anything that involves abandoning the wife, probably not gonna go with that. Sounds like, yeah, I mean, it's, I know I'm not alone in that sort of lifestyle, but yeah, I firmly believe I would be in the single forever sort of lifestyle, more than likely. And I don't know, because I think that the dating apps and stuff would probably be a big demoralization thing. I don't think I have the mental wherewithal for that. Hard enough on myself as is. I don't need the despair of, oh, no matches again. The game that you can keep pace with nowadays, golf is perfect. Yeah, and like any game where you're able to compete against yourself and your own skill ceiling, like I think that's always a great time. Never laughed so hard at the original Naked Gun movie. I don't believe I've ever seen Naked Gun. I know. You met your wife on Tinder. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying I feel like if I were to enter that game, I would struggle bus immensely. Just on the mental, like, not matching. Are my expectations too high? Am I ugly? Yes. Okay. Cool. The app game is a meat grinder. I would not be on that app. That's the wrong app for me. Need to see. I know. I've heard of it. I've heard good things. I have a deep movie backlog that I need to work through. And I pretty much only watch movies with my wife, and so then the problem is finding movies that my wife would also want to watch, and if they're comedies, it's gonna be hot. I got sexy dad vibes going. Nice. Love that for me. Good to hear. There's the pick me up. All right. Look good, feel good, I guess. All right, we're gonna take a quick 3-minute breather. I think this is a 0 and not an O. I hate everything about it. Yeah, we'll be back in 3 minutes. If anybody wants to hop in and play the daily master, join the room code. Open to anybody. We're just kind of chilling tonight. Playing some rounds of golf and hanging out with you guys. Appreciate y'all being here. It's good to be back. It's also really good to not be just hyper focused in a competitive mode. I know that's what we often do, but just being able to kind of chill is nice. Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube and you enjoy, always drop a like, helps me out immensely. I'll see you guys back here in 3 minutes.
It's raining.
Ads. That was a pretty good one, guy. That was a pretty good tower right there. All right, I gotta make myself a note because there's some stream stuff I need to do. Set hotkeys. I gotta set hotkeys. So tomorrow, first off, I guess, if there's anybody else before I click go here and run this with JB, if there's anybody else that wants in on the playing the daily master ranked tour, let me know, and I'll hold on for a second. If not, we'll go. But tomorrow I think we're gonna fire up. I know people are like, oh, he's back to golf. Tomorrow we're gonna be starting up Hollow Knight Silk Song, and we're gonna play that tomorrow and Thursday. Oh man, I know, but imagine there's a world in which we still play other games, and you like it. Thoughts? I gotta set up some hotkey stuff for it. Alright, I'm gonna take no answer as nobody else. Alright, JB, let's run it. I gotta set up some hotkey stuff for the ad rain, because that's how I queue that stuff up, is hotkeys. Insider information. I know. Everybody was super interested in how it all works. Now the magic's gone. Completely ruined it. Actually, speaking of ruined it, this is gonna ruin me because it's gonna... This thing's gonna vibrate on my backswing, on my putts. I'm gonna be like, what in the world is that about? Ooh, that's a good line. Come on, be the one. Easy. And I have... Okay, JB is... There we go. He didn't tee off when I did, so I didn't know where he was. Didn't feel like I was speedrun, but you know what? I feel like we played the earlier rounds a bit quicker than we normally do. We got like 2 in during and in between the ad rolls and stuff. I feel like most of the time I'm only ever on like 1 round and then we roll ads. Which I feel like is a decent way to break it up, but certainly I am not known for my speedy gameplay. Not in the slightest. Not in the slightest am I known for pace of play. Can't say that I'm like as slow as a Cantlay type character, but we're pretty slow. We're pretty slow. That's okay. That's okay. I don't know. I genuinely do not know how people play fast. I've got absolutely no concept as to how people play quickly. Part of it is because I'm trying to balance talking and and thought process, and it's admittedly quite difficult for me to do the 2 of those things. Okay, I gotta balance it. It's fine. Wow, what a kick that was. Not expect for it to go like that. Ooh. The one that almost got away. The one that almost got away from me, jeez. Now, admittedly, I have not watched a lot of golf in general either while I haven't been playing. You know, kind of need to have all of that separation to fully come back around. How have things been in terms of, like, I don't know, overall interest in the game? You know, if you want to judge that by TGC numbers and interest, you know, number of streamers, or how many people are watching, you know, the normal streams and stuff. Are streamers mostly just, is everybody kind of play a little bit of golf and then play something else? I can't imagine that, like, it's super heavy on the just everybody golf, 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 golf. I think the thing that I maybe, I don't want to say missing, because I don't think that's quite accurate. But I think the one thing, and we kind of tried to make this happen to some degree in 2K23, but I think one thing that I would like, and maybe it's just for myself, is if there was like a good single player challenge type thing to grind for, that would be like interesting to watch, as opposed to just only being TGC grind. And I think a lot of that comes down to, we've been on like the same formula for years, right? It's play TGC rounds. That's the formula. But you know, I know there are some like YouTube challenges and stuff that people will watch like the attempts of, but I don't know. We compete against ourselves, but I know we're in a position where like we're not a top person fighting for wins every week. And in my opinion, like, I feel like there obviously is better content than what I'm making, but it's the best that I can do. Yeah, what up, Ears? How are you doing, man? I felt like that was a little bit closed. I don't think we're gonna get a kick back into play here either. So yeah, I don't know what that content looks like. I don't know if that content really is even really a thing to be had. But yeah, I don't think this is gonna bounce through. That works though. Player-made courses gets the itch when you get a good one. Well, the thing is with TGC, like, we play player-made courses all the time, right? Like, that's the main supply of courses that we play. And I've never really been, I don't know, I've never really seen myself much as like a good course reviewer, because I just kind of played the course. And one thing, maybe to my content demise, I've always been very authentic in my reactions of things. Like, I'm not gonna play stuff up and try and be someone that I'm not, and I'm not a golf. I'm not knowledgeable enough in golf to like play courses and give like a real review of them. You know, I enjoy going out and playing the courses and trying to score as best as I can on them, but you know, I'll be the first to tell you I'm overlooking a lot of the fine details of it and like the way that it looks is a very secondary thought. Hey, good evening, RJ. How have you been? Their restrictions are boring. You're talking about like finding courses that aren't like TGC Tours approved. Stuff that's maybe a little bit more on the creative liberty side. A little more fantasy course. And that's fair, and that's I think that's something that I just don't really have like a great knowledge on. In terms of what courses are available. You know, I don't have a pulse because of just who I am and how I've been. I don't have a pulse on the designer community. Right? I think just for a really long time now we just have played a lot of TGC Tours. That's what we play. Those are the courses that we play. You know, very little outside of that. But again, I'm never gonna, I don't know. With streaming and stuff, I think that's one thing. Like when I've kind of sat and have tried to think about my stream and YouTube and content and all that sort of thing, like one thing with why we took some time too is I was very nicely reminded we stream for fun. I am not, this is not my day job. I don't rely on any income from this. Obviously income is nice, right? I'm not gonna act like it's not nice to get a little bit of money just playing video games, but like my life does not depend on me playing these games. And so, you know, when I've thought about content and different things, like there's a lot of stuff for YouTube shorts and different things that I could do with how I approach games and stuff that I don't have. Part of it is I don't have the creative whatever to come up with some of these things. The other piece of it really is that I just am not I'm not the kind of character for some of those things when it comes to reaction content and some of that different stuff. So yeah, that's always a piece of it, is like finding the things that are me. Yeah, like I said, I don't think I'm a course reviewer. Now maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe my style of just playing courses and showing them off that way, but like I don't personally think that that's the case. We're not playing TGC today, Spencer. No, we're just having a nice chill night. Just play some golf and hang out. Catch back up with the community, you know, people that might not enjoy other games, or at least the games that we've been playing. I think that's probably an unfair thing to say about not enjoying other games, but not enjoying the other games that we've played. But also just not having the pressure. I haven't played in 5 weeks, so I can't really be expecting to play at the highest level. Yeah, I honestly wasn't sure how our swing was gonna be. Our swing's been pretty good. Beastwater Bambi Meyer Club. It's not fantasy, but based in the Swamplands. Lee played it, said it was like no other course that they played. I mean, we can give it a go. Don't exactly have any other plans, so. See if anybody else wants to join in. I mean, only JB wanted to join in for this, so I don't know, maybe I'm only barking up JB's tree if he wants to play it as well. Wow, JB finally got a proximity inside. I can't believe how under I hit that and it still made it up the hill. You're in, Dylan? All right. Ooh, inside proximity, and he felt the pressure. Choked 9-iron. Big push. I guess we're playing on Master and not Legend though, so it's definitely not the end of the world. I don't know, sometimes I feel like those things aren't gonna swing in, but they do. Think it's your best yet? Well, I mean, I won't have any comparison, so I'll take your word for it. And no, that's not an invitation for me to play your whole backline. Of course it is. Yeah, I'll put it on I'll put it on master settings, I guess. Off topic, but big news today. Kyle Schwarber re-signing with the Phils. Love to hear it. I thought he was gone. Mostly just because of the costs and everything, but they did it. They did it, they did it, they did it. Also, I know that I can't really be one to speak, just given the salary, you know, the payroll of the Phillies roster, but can the Dodgers really keep getting away with this? They signed Diaz. Just make them even better. Oh, the powder blues. Little throwback action. My wife's not as big of a fan of them, but whatever. I like them. My wife also doesn't really care for baseball on TV, so she's the I'll go to a baseball game and enjoy it, but watching baseball on TV is probably about one of the things in life she finds the most boring. But she likes college football. She'll watch Penn State, so. I'm looking at the score. I'm trying to understand. Did you just like have a tap-in eagle there, JB? Is that what I just was witnessing? Oh no, I pushed it. Wow. Pure 108. Well, that'll do it. All right, how much we thinking we gotta put on this sucker? Probably something. That's too much. I felt like you had to give it a good amount though to get off of that hill. Okay, it just hadn't updated your stroke. I was like, pretty sure he got it in like nothing. There we go, striped it. Oh, come on. Need to fly that like just that yard or so further. Went to a job interview at a taffy shop because she wants to do something on the weekends. The interview, they gave her a 1-pound bag of taffy, all of the flavors. They give you goodie bags for doing interviews at shops like that. I should go. Should go and see about. Oh yeah, I'm interested at some weekend work at kind of like a chocolate store. That sounds great. Love that. Of course, I'm not working on weekends, no shot, but do love me some chocolate. Oh, that was bad. No, come on, man. Dang. Dang, dang, dang. Uh, 101 gonna be too. What? Oh no, I hit the fairway? Didn't I tried to put some like loft and stuff on it, which was clearly not necessary. What's going on, Cedric? Best way to get better online? I mean, it's not so much about online. Play on the difficulty setting that you want to play on, or maybe even play on higher difficulty settings than what you are trying to compete on. And just try and work on getting better that way. I mean, online, the game is more about you against the course. The who you're playing against doesn't matter as much. That was a really poor swing. I did not take that back the way that I should have. Get thrown off by the vibration. I like hesitated. Yeah, I mean it's you versus the course. I mean all you can do is try and get better at how you play, right? You're never gonna be able to. Oh gosh darn it! What a time to put one in the water. Yeah, let's give some advice and wrap the bed. Wow, it was going better. It was going better, DJ. How are you? That'll work. Welcome back for 57 months. Hope you continue to enjoy your faces, sir. Greatly appreciate it. No, overall things have been pretty good. Overall things have been pretty good. It's been a chill night. Playing some golf. Still suck at those sorts of shots, so that's always a good time. Yeah, we've had a bunch of time away from golf, but it's been I think it's been good. It has been nice and refreshing playing tonight with no stress. GG's JB, nice finish. Hitting that 108. Hitting that 108 to set you up for that eagle really turned the tides there. I screwed some stuff up on the back, but you put up some nice scores there at the end. We're gonna play a round actually here on a course from Eric. So anybody that wants to join, I'm gonna throw it on default master and just turn the vibration off. But anybody is more than welcome to join the lobby and we'll check his course out. Let's see here. Quick play, crate room. Beastwater Bambi Mire. How do we come up with the name? That's what I wanna know. Where does that come from? All right. Almost won plat this week, lost by 1. Okay, so Mans is just on a bit of a tear in life right now, huh? Pretty good at the game. Cool. There might be some beasts lurking in the waters. All right, QVJA20B. Yeah, anybody that wants in, let's hit it up and we'll run. I don't want match play though. I want some stroke play. A lot of bamboo. Okay, see, my mind was thinking about the deer. So yeah, as far as getting better, yeah, getting perfect, like practice inputs, because it's just forgiveness that gets better over time. It is not the actual the forgiveness doesn't change, right? 2K21, 23, your window for perfect got smaller as the difficulty went up. In this, your window stays the same, but when you miss it, you get punished more. So that's one of those things you just have to work on repetition, work on finding what works for you, and then understanding your carry, the distance, how the wind affects it, how elevation affects, how your clubs play, right? How different firmnesses and green speeds and stuff will affect kind of your baseline understanding, being able to make those adjustments on the fly. And a lot of that is just reps. Who your opponent is and how they play, that's a completely separate thing. But you control your game. You got to try and be the best you can. And then obviously putting is big. Understanding as best you can how putts break and trying to get more and more of those to fall. What up, Steve? Got 2 promo points so far in TGC. Looking at a 3-round promo point this week. Get in there, Steve. Get in there. All right. I was under the impression that we would be playing with at least one other person. Is there nobody? Is there nobody that wants to join me on Eric's course? There it is. There it is. Yeah, there's Cedric. Oh, I didn't even set the settings on this. We'll go 4 is probably the toughest. We'll go 3. We'll go pin 3. Wind speed. You're saying medium. I'm gonna just pick west. Soft, normal, and fast. Okay, so it's rolling pretty quick. All right, final call. Final call. If anybody would like to play, let me know. Otherwise, we're going without you. It's stroke play, Cedric. I'm not judging, man. We're not competing. You know, you're competing against the course. I don't know what your baseline is. You know, we're apparently, even without playing TGC for over a month, we're still world rank 20. I don't know how that's working, but works for me. Yeah, everybody's baseline is different. Everybody's gotta compete with yourself, compete against the course. All right, let's ready up and let's see what Eric's got to offer us. Yeah, I guess my like general question, right? So, you know, we're talking about course reviews and stuff. Like, what is outside of TGC? Because I understand that TGC is like the thing that has united all of us. That's the thing that we all probably enjoy the most. But what is it like outside of TGC that people are looking for when you're talking PGA 2K? We'll call it content, but just PGA 2K stuff to watch. So I think that's the hard thing for me. Can't hurt your feelings? Am I supposed to be trying to hurt your feelings? I'm not. Didn't we just discuss that I'm not much of a course aficionado? Yeah, I'm not gonna be the guy that's gonna have some sort of detailed breakdown of how your course plays and stuff. Oh, that's close. Just missed it. A little bit up the hill. If I critique it or anybody, so Cedric, I guess my first question would be, what is your, I guess, single biggest pain point? Like, what is the thing that you struggle with the most? You know, is it EVO Swing? Is it like not knowing or not being able to hit it how you're wanting to? Is it you know, do you have struggles with the actual like distance control and getting the ball close, you know, distance wise? Because I can try and give some tips. Obviously, I'm not gonna fix your game in a round, but oof, that was close. A little pacey. EVO swing. Okay, so I would say obviously you can't really do this in the course of a round, but I would say that the biggest thing that I always talk about when trying to kind of give tips on the swing in this game: try left thumb, try right thumb, try left stick, try right stick. See which, or try left thumbs, try right thumb, try draw bias, try fade bias. The combination of those will hopefully put you into a good spot, right? Finding the combination that you can be the most consistent with. From there, a lot of it is, I treat it like real golf. I try and have the same, I try and sit the same, hold the controller the same. We haven't played the game in 5 weeks, and I was able to, you know, pick it up and find my swing pretty consistently. Yeah, despite having not played for a while. So I think that that's a big piece of it. Pushed it. Come on, can I get to that ridge? Or is it gonna park up here? It's gonna park up here. Dang. I pushed it though. Yours is putting has been my nemesis for a long time. So trying to be consistent, right? In the way that you sit, the way that you face your screen, if you play it on a TV or on a monitor, what have you, the way you set up, the way you face it, the way you grip your controller, that way you can think about just like the feeling like on your thumb effectively, right? Like for me, when I'm lining up to take these shots, you know, for me, it's okay. I'm going back kind of to the left and then finishing more straight. Like that's the thought that I have in my mind. Now it's technically way in left and to the right, but the way that I hold the controller and the way that I kind of have the feeling, that's how it translates. Because then you can focus on relative adjustments, right? There I missed it to the left. So I know that, okay, that feeling, I need to feel a little bit more to the right on my follow through. We're in between. Just trying to get it on. I know it's hybrid, it's got to roll, but gonna get it on. Guy, I was gonna make a comment that a heart followed by your last comment can't be that we can't be doing that, but there were more comments in between. Sorry, I'm still trying to wrap my head around being sexy dad energy, you know. Not used to it. Trying to come to terms. Big drain. Oh, it's one of those holes. One of those holes where I guess the play is to go in the bunker. Because pick is a thing, and with the pick shot, actually we might roll through the bunker. Oh no, that's some grabby sand. Yeah, with the pick shot, this is like pretty easy. Okay. That'll work. I wasn't actually expecting it to just go in. I was just saying, like, playing from the sand is definitely the place to be. If you're gonna have a drivable par 4 with that nice little sandy front, like, yeah, that's great. You love that. I'm gonna be a little bit left. It's because it all feeds to the right. Nice and easy. Certain pins you can sneak that in. What, the... You're saying like driving the green to hit like an Ace-a-Tross? I mean, I could see that. Because you're going to have pins over on that right-hand side. Guess you're just a regular now, Justin? Get in there. Love to hear that. How are you doing today? Imagine in the year 2025, I can make regulars out of people from other games. Now here's a fun fact for those that are not familiar. Well, obviously you've got people. So I have a Dark Souls background. I used to challenge run the Souls games back in the day, so the like OG people are from that. But I think one of my token accomplishments is that guy who is lurks around quite a lot on the Twitch streets. And I say that because obviously YouTube crossover. Guy is from City Skylines. Yeah, I bet most of you are like, you played City Skylines on stream? Yeah. Yeah, there was a period of time where I built some cities. Guy is here all these years later, still waiting for the still waiting for the next City Skylines stream. I really hate to disappoint him, but I don't think it's happening. Don't think that game is getting launched anytime soon. Is City Skylines 2 as much of a mess as it was when it launched? I remember hearing that City Skylines 2 was like technically really, really bad. Roto Baggins, what's going on? Ace-a-tross. So, par 4 hole-in-one. Ace-a-tross. .65% APR? Okay, on what? Because I would love to take my I'd love to take my mortgage down a notch. We bought a year ago, so wasn't really the best of times, but it was the time that made the most sense. I'm a little bit concerned. Like a little bit concerned about this, but distance-wise, that'll play. That'll play. Auto load. Okay. I say, if you got that for a house, we need to have a talk. I need some details. You know, the things that interest you when you're in your 30s. Oh how we change. Actually, a mortgage loan officer, if you want to take a look. I don't think you're gonna get me down where we're like 6.5. I don't think interest rates have moved in a better direction, and there's no way that I could switch to like a 15. Like I would have done a 15 if I could have the last time around. I cannot. So. I know. Well, we had under 3.5. We bought the first time beyond the crazy like sub 3%, but we were moving back towards family, so it was a life decision, not a financial one. So we missed out on some of the it's just timing of things. We don't have the crazy interest rate. I know it'll come down eventually, but never gonna have that sweet interest rate like some people have. What's going on, Jim? Enjoyed my break from golf. Swing looks good for 5 weeks off. The swing hasn't really left. Like I feel like we're obviously not hitting to the exact same, right? Like we hit stuff off the mark decently so, but overall I would say things are going pretty well. But yeah, I've enjoyed it. It was refreshing because I've been enjoying playing God of War. It's been nice playing some different stuff. We're gonna keep playing other games. I think for my own sanity, I can't just play as much golf as we did for the first good chunk of this year. Especially like as the game cycle goes on, like things will obviously pick up as golf season and everything picks back up. But I think everyone is a little cooked on it. But we're gonna play Hollow Knight Silksong next. And that's gonna be most of what we play. We'll still play some golf. I gotta figure out what the new balance of things is, because we were doing golf, not golf, golf, not golf, and kind of alternating that way. I don't know if that makes the most sense. Oh, I see the creature. I need a little bit of dental work there, but were those Christmas balls? Are those like ornaments for the eyes? It'd be nice if you could have like rotated the eyes and used the part of the ornament as like an eyeball, but I don't know that I don't know what control you have. The fives right now? 399 on a 15-year this week. But yeah, and that's the thing. We're finishing our basement and stuff right now, so like, there's not really like the spare funds and everything. But we'll get it down eventually, I'm sure. I'm not worried about that. Beautifully struck. Absolutely money. Absolutely money. Playing golf and talking interest rates. This is old age. These are the things in my 30s that I'm concerned with in my life. What are your top priorities? Well, I enjoy golf. You talk about your kids, you talk about interest rates. I know, thrilling. Problem is I'm only 30, but you know, it is what it is. An older soul. Probably too much. Ooh, or maybe not. Maybe just right. Can't be bombing it down to that. It's not gonna be good. Oh, Fed meeting today and tomorrow. I mean, I guess I know there were talks about like rate cuts and stuff, like a series of rate cuts. Should probably keep a slightly closer eye on it than I do. I pushed it. Need to make these harder? I mean, the thing is, like, again, we put it on medium winds, and, you know, the stuff's not crazy firm. It's a little bit above default fast, but, like, the conditions aren't crazy. So I don't think there should be any... I don't know, I don't think there should be any, like, crazy expectation as far as the difficulty. I mean, I also like to think that we're pretty good at the game. Another course if I got time after this? Oh, I got time. Yeah, we can do one more. I probably, because we're not trying to get, like, TGC rounds in and stuff, I, definitely won't be going as late. End at a reasonable time. Yeah, I could definitely play another one. Feedback on how difficult it is? It'll be plat conditions and swing if that's okay. Yeah, I normally play on plat. I was playing on master for this because figured other people were going to join me, but alas, here we are. Oh, a little quads? Yeah, trickle back right. Drop in. Thank you. Thank you, we'll take that. You know, the biggest problem with the nipple lasers, guy. Biggest problem about them. What is... Okay. This is my first point of critique. Is the forced, like, 200-yard layup. With, like, the awkward rock and stuff. So, like, I messed this up, and now what happens? Yeah. I lay it back for a 240-yard shot into a par 4, or now I have to flop. Okay, so here's my first hole critique. This ain't it, Chief. It's just too far. Oh, so the problem with the nipple lasers is my hands have to come off the controller. Really really hurts my grooving, you know. You can't throw off the Emperor's Groove. But I gotta take my hands off the controller to celebrate. Agree, but you had to keep it? I mean, I think you can do something like that. I don't know. Forcing the player into something like that, I don't know. I just doesn't sit right with me. He's talking it. He likes it. We'll go up and down, save par. Up and down from 200. The cathedral there is looking very Elden Ring. I feel like I need to go over there and get some flask upgrades. Ooh. Awkward amounts of wind here. I tried to put loft on it to knock it down. So I knew that... That's really bad, actually. I hung out there. I knew that what we had wasn't... Like, trying to hit the choke shot was not it. Oh, almost jarred another one. Still up and down for birdie. Almost put a fourth eagle on the cards, though. Okay, 203. Oh, is this a shared hole from earlier? I never noticed. Well, that's too deep, or are we gonna catch the ridge to the right here? Nope, too deep. Certainly less than ideal. Ooh, that's actually gonna go to the right. Trying to get this out here and then feed it down. Not a bad attempt. Didn't get it quite far enough. Didn't get it quite far enough. All right, we'll take 18. We'll take 18. Yeah, thanks for the course, Eric. I know. I told you. That's my course review. I played 18 holes, shot well, had a critique of one hole because I was not thrilled about the way that it was laid out, and that's all I got for you. So I apologize. There's the exact reasoning why I don't do course reviews, and probably should just never do course reviews. All right. So we're gonna check out the course and conditions that JB gives us in just a minute here. If you guys are enjoying, for one reason or another, you can always drop a like on the stream. I'll put the room code in chat again. If anybody wants to join up, that is a 0. But if anybody wants to play this next course with me, you're more than welcome to. Yeah, JB, give me the stuff, and I'll see you guys back here in 3. I enjoyed it. Does that mean much? I don't know how high my bar is, but yeah, I mean, I think me having fun is me not hating every twist and turn of it. I only disliked the one hole. Everything else I was good with. So my expectations are not through the roof, I guess. Golf is golf as long as it doesn't play bad. All right, be right back.
It's raining.
Ads. JB, you couldn't have timed that much better. All right, I'll set up the difficulty stuff. You give me the legend. I guess it's, I don't know, it's somewhere in between here. Legend. Stick off. Is there anything I'm missing? Is it pretty much just on? Oh, right. It's got camera. What happened last night? Short stream? Short stream stash was because my only objective was to beat that boss. I didn't have anything else planned after that. That's really all it was. But yeah, Eagles was I was fully okay to not. Do you have a pin set, JB? I always tend to put it on 3, but I can put it wherever. Very soft fairways, very firm greens. Lifelong Eagles fan? Same, Sean. Same. Time for Hurts to be accountable. Man, it's so hard because, like, he made some bad plays, but also, like, AJ Brown, the one ball was a bit high. He could have caught that. The one to the end zone was immaculately placed. And he dropped it. Like, it's not fully on Hurts, but also Hurts does not look as good. I think a lot of it is that they were able to run the ball well, which meant they needed less from him, but also because they ran the ball so well, he was able to get into man situations better. I don't think he's good at dissecting zone coverage. And I think as long as the Eagles struggle to run, teams are going to be able to run a lot of zone. You know, I think Hurts probably needs to have design runs more. It's tough. Hurts isn't playing the best, but like the O-line's not playing well, and it's also, you know, a complete mess with the game plan and play calling from Patullo. Like, it's a mess of things. And, like, maybe Patullo looks better if the O-line is better. I don't know what's going on with the O-line. They're injured. That's what it is. I don't know why I'm saying I don't know. I completely know what's going on. It's injuries, injuries, injuries. Johnson's out, but more than that, Juergens and Dickerson have been injured basically since the Super Bowl, and I don't think have ever fully recovered. Mailata's not playing well. At least, like, sloppier, I would say. And I think that's having a cascading effect because people are giving Barkley a hard time. I think he's just lost. He's not in a flow. He has no trust for what the O-line is going to do. So when they're talking about missing creases and stuff, well, creases haven't been there 95% of the time, and that's being generous. You know, so I can't really say I can blame Saquon, right, for missing some of those. Missing some of those holes and some of those cutbacks and stuff. Oh, that was close. When they're not normally there. Yeah, and despite all of that, he's still broken off 2 50-plus yard touchdowns this season. But yeah, Mailata's been not good this year. I love Jordan, but he's not played well. It's a lot of sloppy penalties, and holds being the big culprit, but false starts too. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's some of the rhythm that they're trying to play with snap counts. Like, Steen is always snapping the ball like at 0 or at 1. They're not snapping, but signaling for the snap. Like, they're allowing the defenders to tee off. It always feels like they know exactly when they're gonna run the ball. Just a really bad recipe. Seems like 2023 all over again, but like worse because the defense is actually good. Yeah, the defense is still you had 7 sacks, absolutely like obliterating Herbert, and the offense still can't get it done. Because the defense still gave up 19 points. The defense doesn't give up 19 points if the offense can actually stay on the field. And not turn the ball over. Right? That's 19 points, and the Eagles turned the ball over like 5 times. Or was it 4 picks? Lost, like... Yeah, this feels like Platt. I can't get close, and then you don't make putts. Oh, yeah, offense is letting the defense down big time. Titans and then the Eagles. It's not good. Never be thrown by an NFL QB. Rugge is what's as a Somayo line hurt. Yeah, and I don't know. I don't feel good about making the playoffs, even if we win our division. It's this really weird thing with the Cowboys of like, they showed up, they mounted the comeback against the Eagles, which like the Eagles should never let them back into that, but it was almost like halfway through the second quarter, Patullo started to try and run the clock out with the team that can't run the ball. It's like, realistically, you've got to have quick passing game that goes over the middle of the field. And I think that the middle of the field is something that like they don't use. It's the one pick in the Eagles game. I think Devontae was the intended target. It's like he got picked because they know that they're just gonna go and run a curl. Like, they've run the same concept. It's curls all the time. Having layered slants across the middle, like, and not just, oh, we know it's a situation where they've got to get it to AJ Brown on a quick slant, because that, like, all the play calls are allowing the DBs to cheat, and they're gonna get away with it. Don't get me wrong, I'm not like some offensive mastermind or anything, and like, no, that's a new celebration, I think. Yeah, it's not like I know like what the solution is, but I know that there's got to be a little bit more complexity Can't just not go over the middle of the field and run the same plays over and over again. I mean, CJ Gardner-Johnson was like the perfect example of it. Like, obviously he played for the Eagles, but you know, the offense was orchestrating a little bit differently, but like the confidence coming out of that second half on Black Friday, like it's like, yeah, did you know what they were gonna run? Pretty much, yeah. Not a oh, I hit that right. I pulled it right into the tree. But not a great place to be with an offensive line that's already struggling, right? Like, it's, you want to talk about compounding issues. Oh, come on. You know, talk about compounding issues. It's have a poor O-line and the defense knows what play you're running, or like knows roughly the concept, has a good idea. Like there's stuff that they clearly signal with personnel packages, and like last year they had you in a spot where the O-line was healthy and could just dominate. Like, you knew they were gonna run. Talking NFL, yeah, we're talking about the Eagles. My birds are, it's rough. Play a big cut here and try and use the slope. They knew the Eagles were going to run it, but the O-line was just dominant, and you know, Saquon could get off the line untouched, and you know, you take it from there. Now it's like you've got a banged up O-line. It's just bad. Could be a Browns fan, yeah, but you got you know, prime incarnate, right? You guys should be thrilled. You want to talk about somebody who drives my wife up a wall? My wife can't stand Deion Sanders, and she can't stand Shador. I said, well, at least Deion has a career to back up the arrogance. But my wife is. I had to explain to her that he's like one of, if not the best of at his position. I was like, so he like has some ground to stand on with that. Shador hasn't earned it yet, but certainly acts like it. What about Mahomes? Checked out the minute they drafted him, has a cult following. Well, it's all the stuff at Colorado was kind of crazy. Like retiring his number and like the stats and everything, it was just kind of like a there's a reason it was not a thing of like all of the NFL owners like having this, like clearly what you put out as far as not just your tape, but your personality and everything that comes with you. That's why he tanked. It was not I personally don't believe it was some conspiracy. I know that obviously, you know, people think that the NFL is just ridden with conspiracies. You know, I don't think that sports betting is any good for the integrity of any sport. Yeah, I think that that's I think that sports betting, and as has been backed up by especially some stuff in like baseball and basketball and stuff in more recent times. Apparently did not need to loft that. That was a really bad read. Sabotaging his career by starting him the rest of the season. I don't know. He's in an odd spot though where like as a rookie, like you don't want to get injured and be out in meaningless stuff, but also like he's a rookie with competition for the starting job, so probably to his benefit to have the live reps and everything, but I can see the argument. Thoughts on Mahomes from an Eagles fan? Obviously, he's very, very good. I think through the course of his career, obviously there's all this stuff with just like how it feels like he gets treated versus other quarterbacks as far as like the way the games get officiated. A lot of respect for like how good of a player is. I think he gets away with the most, like, the number of like bad throws, like bad backyard football throws I've watched him like get away with. It's like, how does somebody not pick that up or blow that up? Like, it is a high amount, I feel like. I feel like I've watched so much from just like, how are we? Oh, the wind did not bring it back left. Great distance control. The wind kept it way out to the right, and I don't know how. One more promo mark to get to Elite? Get in there. We getting the job done this week? No shot. No way, Jose. That should go in. But also, like, I'm tired of Mahomes. As is anybody not a Chiefs fan, I think. Also in that weird boat of, like, I rooted for the Chiefs to win that first Super Bowl. Like, as an Eagles fan, like, having Andy Reid get a Super Bowl. Yeah, I was very happy for him. Now it's like, okay, he's a Chiefs guy now. He's a Chiefs guy more than he's an Eagles guy, which is crazy. Because, like, Andy Reid with the Eagles was my childhood. Oh, wow. Misread that one. I really thought that was going to have more break to it. Yeah, I was glad to hear that the talks about like the Eagles were looking to pick him up as a late draft pick. I'm very glad that didn't pan out. Obviously, I think when you're talking just talent wise, you know, to get him in the 5th round, like, I think is a good steal, but you know, there's a lot that goes with him that yeah, I mean the whole Browns thing is a circus anyway. Not just with him, but with all the quarterback dealings and how many quarterbacks they had, and drafting 2 rookie quarterbacks. That was there has to be some truth to the like ownership determining, you know, some of those picks. I would have to imagine. Alright, it's a ballsy move there, going at way out over the water for the perfects. Oh, we almost aced that. That was quite nice. What's going on, Chris? I'm doing well. How about yourself? We're just chilling, man. Having a nice chill night being back on the golf. It's nice because when we're playing like this and I don't have to be in super competitive mode, I feel like it allows just for the conversation to flow a little bit more. This is kind of just it becomes more of a just chatting with some golf going on rather than having to be, you know, a little more hypercritical about how we're playing. And I feel like that's the trade-off, right? Like when we play competitive stuff, I think it's more interesting from a content standpoint, but I also feel like less engaging in the sense of like the community aspect and being able to just chat and hang out, have good convos. So I feel like those are always the best streams to me, where it's like the conversation just flows and we have good chats. I pushed that sucker. We're gonna be in the pit. In the pit. Shooting well. Yeah, we've well, I mean, this round we're 5 under through 10, but we've had some 15 under, 18 under rounds depending on, you know, what we've played. This is gonna be, how do we say, ugly. Wow. It's on enough of a downhill. I also could have played that where I thought a little bit closer to center. Alright, I've been missing these high, so we're gonna play a little bit less. And then I'm gonna hit it in overpowered. Oh. Bad approach. What is this tee box, JB? It's higher difficulty. Freaking so far below my feet that I hit a push close and still have hit a push close and I still have a fade. I'm assuming this isn't, you didn't design this course, JB, because I'm pretty sure it said a different name, but recommending me courses with non-flattened tee boxes? Was this designed by HB? Huh? Oh wow, that's well short. Oh, that's too firm. Dang. Okay, that works. Now the most of the tee boxes have been fine. That one was just like drastically below the feet. It's not the end of the world because of the shaping that we have. But I'm sure for some people, yeah, you just have to play it fade. But I'm sure for some people it is a big pain when that happens if they don't play like a high shaped character. Hey, take it easy, Eric. I'll catch you later. Or I should go for the big overpower. Although I guess it doesn't matter because you got... And these with very highs, they are forcing you into some layups. This is a par 4. I've played these before. There was one course that we played in 2K21 that it was a par 4. The only way to get to the green was driver off the deck. And that was just to like have a chance at sniffing the green in 2. And it was like a dangerous drive. It was not easy, I guess would be the best way to put it. Alright, we striped it. Let's see where we end up. Not bad. Well, when they do this sort of thing, it is definitely the definition of a par hole. Getting through that hole with par is really all you can ask for. Nice little 102 4-iron. I was a little off on the wind. Distance is good. Hey, thank you, Chris. There, the over hit. Oh, come on. Overswung it by 2%, and it is apparently just one that you cannot overhit. Neat. And that's down the hill the other way. Not as steep. Do not like this, Sam. I am. I've never been a fan of those ones. Never been a fan of those ones where it's like, oh, you hit it past and then you're just off the green. I mean, I get it. I didn't look behind the hole. I didn't think I had to worry about. I mean, I overhit it, but yeah, it was not good. It's on me. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of that style of design, but yes, that is on me. Too far left. Uphill should help, but it's still pretty big bounce. I feel like as this stream has gone on, my putt pace has gotten a little heavy. gotta... A little fader. Little fader around the tree. I actually could have played full if I wanted to. I thought that the fairway was gonna run out on me more or less. Wow. Oh. Couldn't really go shorter than I would have had to put loft on it. There we go. It's not gonna break back for me naturally, but I hit quads. Gosh darn it. Up the hill did just take enough out of it. Dang. I did, Kelly. We took down the Valkyrie Queen yesterday. Only needed like 45 minutes to get the job done. So we came in at like 6 hours in total. Across the few streams. But after taking a look at the... Like, after the stream was done last Thursday, I took a look at the tape. I was watching myself fighter, and it became very apparent to me where my mistakes were, or where my big mistake was. So, was able to adjust, get the job done. So, and not going for the platinum, so there's still some small stuff, but story is done and the Valkyrie Queen is dead. So that's a win in my book. Those were the things I set out to accomplish. Honestly, I know it took like 6 hours. I don't think... How long did we end up taking on the game as a whole? We did a bunch of extra stuff. 68 hours. I'm gonna have to play for another hour. 68 hours to beat the game on Gimme God of War as a first playthrough, so you have to learn everything, and I've never played a God of War before, so like learn the combat. I don't think that's that bad. I'm in platinum for TGC. I'm not gonna go for the platinum trophy on God of War. That's what I was saying. Game that I've tried and can't beat. No. There are games that I've played and haven't beat, not because I can't, because I don't want to. Been a few games that I've disliked and quit. Not many though. Well, that's a tough pin. 68, 171. I feel like I gotta take some off because it's... Problem is these bounces have been huge. Now it's gonna not go anywhere because my luck. That's not bad. That's putting yourself into a good spot. Give yourself the uphill putt with not a lot going on. All right, good finish. 4 under in the last 4 holes. 2 bogeys in there. Still get to an 8 under. That's a tough course. Tough setup. And we haven't been playing this stuff in a while, so I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. We're not out here, you know, dominating like JB is, but I'll take it. JB from Twitch. He was recommending this course and setup, so played around with him. GG. Yeah, I'm trying to think games that I have played and haven't beaten. Borderlands 1. I rage quit that one. I didn't. The tank control. I tried to play it on the like Xbox 360 version through the Xbox One, and so I don't know if they've ever remastered it or readjusted like controls and stuff. Yeah. I did not like the way that it controlled, and I just got annoyed with it, so I stopped playing. I'm trying to think. There's got to be at least one or two other games that I've stopped from not enjoying it. That's like a story game. I'm trying to look through my game catalog on my PC here. I mean, typically if there's a campaign or story to it, we have completed it. We completed Only Up. That's not really a story, but we started it and we did finish it. Yeah, I mean, there are games in here that I've never started, but yeah, I typically finish what I start. Battletoads, Sekiro for you. Got to the last boss and Sekiro just stopped after an hour. See, I have the patience. My playthrough, which I probably should have at some point gone back and played Sekiro again. I always forget at this point if it's Sekiro or Sekiro. It was a 35-hour playthrough for me. Ishin was the most of that. Ishin was tough. Ishin was, to me, felt like a very big jump in difficulty compared to everything else. Like, Demon of Hatred? Is that what it was? Demon of Hatred, I think, was the other big boss. That one wasn't nearly as bad. I think we went and fought... I forget if we fought that before Ishin. Ishin was tough. But I know I haven't fought all of the bosses in that game. But we did enough to beat the story. Battletoads, I played a little bit as a kid at my... I think it was because my great-grandmother would babysit my cousins sometimes, so she had one. My great-grandmother had a Super Nintendo and Battletoads, so I played it there, but I've never played it as an adult to try and beat. I guess technically one game, and we're gonna do it at some point. Ocarina of Time, I bought it on the Wii Virtual Shop. For whatever reason in high school, I played it to a certain point and then never went back to it. I guess technically I did that with Fallout 4. I got to the big plot twist decision point and then was like, I'm gonna take a break to think about this, and I haven't picked up the game since. So not necessarily from not being able to beat, but just from just leaving it. What's going on, Dalton? Long time viewer, first time commenting though. Well, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Favorite feature of this game? Favorite feature. Ooh. I mean, I think I appreciate the overall, not just the graphical updates. I think one of the big subtle things for me in this game compared to how 2K23 plays is not necessarily a feature per se. I do think that ranked tours is a good idea, generally speaking, but I think that the nice subtlety is the firmness differentiation that they have in this game for like the sandy environments and even in some of the heavy rough and stuff. I feel like in the old 2K games, it was always just a ton of bounce. You were always, well, I'll just land it in the, I can land it in this spot of the rough and like bounce it back at like the rough and the sandy areas, not just like sand traps, but like more, some of the like more dune-like or just sandy, rough kind of areas. The fact that like balls can hit and roll in there, I feel like was a really nice improvement in this game. I think there's other physics stuff and things that they can do, but I definitely appreciate what that has done to courses. You know, it makes getting off the fairway a little bit more punishing. I know that they have the recovery stat and that's kind of nullified it. Speed boost #1 feature. The speed boosts never go away, JB. They are a feature that has been here to stay. Oh, should we? We should claim this. We're playing on a Tuesday. Let's claim this thing that we're never gonna use. Redeem locker code. What is it? Snowy spin. Nice. Can't use it. Just can't. It's crazy. Seen a lot of crazy shots. It's awesome. Keep it up. So the harder difficulties, Dalton, the biggest thing in this game is if you can master the diagonal swing, right? The EVO swing. If you can find the consistency to hit your points, it doesn't matter what difficulty you play on. As far as swing difficulty is concerned. Obviously, hey, what's going on, Bills? Hope you're doing well, dude. Obviously, there are other difficulty settings, right? Like toggling vibration and shot setup feedback and some of those things that are tougher as the difficulty goes up. But as far as the like base swing difficulty is concerned, if you can master it, EVO Swing on Pro, you can play on Legend Swing. You know, it's all about if you can repeat it, you're not missing. Or you're not missing by much, and so you're not going to be like crazy punished by that. Obviously, then as you take on harder courses and harder course conditions, you know, that changes things a little bit. But yeah, I always, you know, the tip that I have always given pretty much from like launch when I kind of had figured it out. Same posture, same grip. Figure out, you know, through testing, left stick, right stick, fade swing, draw swing. Try those 4 different combinations. Find what feels the most consistent. And then, you know, you can tweak angles with how you hold the controller. But a lot of it then is like once you've kind of found the most consistency, it's all relative adjustments, right? If you're just a little bit off to the left, feel more left, right? It's all about replicating a feel. It doesn't matter what your thumb is actually doing, right? So long as the output is there. If you feel like you have to swing straight to swing diagonal, so be it. Like I hold the controller to diagonal, I feel like I'm swinging like left to straight, but it's way inside left to right. Like it's all tricking your brain into, you know, repeating an action. Learned a lot from me. Well, that's good to hear. I feel like a lot of people these days learn things from me and then get better than me, and you know, that's great. You know, if I could get better from myself, that would be cool. I'm just not a good putter. That's the biggest thing. Tee to green, I'm I'll toot my horn a bit, but I'm not a good putter. That's, you know, learn your putting from someone else. Learn putting from someone else. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for me this evening. Thank you guys so much for hanging. Tomorrow, I've used bead counting before, Kelly, and I've used it again. The thing is being consistent on reading the beads at the speed and getting the aim right? Like, it has certainly helped me, but I am not like clinical with it. So yeah, I've been using that again recently because I'm desperate for changing. But yeah, we'll be starting our first playthrough of Hollow Knight Silksong tomorrow night. So hope to see you guys there. We'll be doing that a bunch for the foreseeable future. We'll bring some golf back into the rotation. I just don't know what that's gonna look like. I don't know how much TGC that's gonna be. I don't know what nights that's gonna be. So stay tuned. We have the Discord. I try and update the schedule on Twitch. You know, stay tuned in those places. But yeah, we're gonna go right out here. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I'll catch you guys back